Hello everyone, I've just made a new vlog for this channel. Enjoy! As I stated before, I will be real, in what I write in my blog or what I post in my vlogs. Giving my honest opinion about the topics I present. Can you use a real person's name in your book? Yes, you can. There are countless books written by indie, self-published authors that are published every month of every year. Most are shuffled under mainstream books and are not seen as often, so the notion that an author's book might be spotted by someone who the author knows personally and has used her name in it, is slim. Unless of course, the author made it obvious and linked that person's name to the book somehow. If you use a real person's name in a positive or neutral manner, there's no problem or there shouldn't be. However, if what you wrote is identifiable and can be seriously damaging to their reputation, then you run the risk of defamation and privacy issues and might get sued in small claims court. Why a small claims court? Because that's as far as it will go. Here is my experience with a problem involving defamation. Back in 2006, I had a website where I shared online stories. Back then, GeoCities was a part of Yahoo and I took advantage of it by posting some of my written work on a free webpage I had. I didn't know at the time that a certain someone was stalking me online. She was a hater, my husband's cousin's wife. Note, she passed away recently. Let's continue. Back in 2006 I posted a short story called Twisted Embers. Not the same as Chandra's Quest Book 2, Twisted Embers. The short story was a BDSM, erotica. I used the name of a prominent person in my small town. I thought he'd be perfect as one of the main characters, he was handsome and distinguished. The main character got involved with him, romantically, and the rest you can imagine what went on in the short story. It was the first time I wrote an online short story in reference to BDSM, involving someone I sort of knew but not personally. Frankly, it wasn't that good of a story to tell you the truth. I just chose to try my hand out in writing erotica. Well, at the time I didn't know that my husband's cousin's wife had the same doctor. My suspicions were clarified after a casual conversation with her husband a few years after the whole mess fanned over. The conversation resulted in a revelation. I asked him what doctor his wife had, he told me the name of the doctor, and it was then that I put the pieces together. She must have told that doctor about the story I posted, after all, I'm sure she spotted it online. I was forced to change doctors. To make this long story short, I had planned to take down the BDSM story I posted on GeoCities, but my husband failed to pay the internet services that summer, and it took 2.5 months to get the service back. I was beside myself and angry that I couldn't do anything about the situation until I got services back online. Shit happens, doesn't it? When it rains, it pours, as my mom once said. I didn't see it then, but I could have damaged that person's reputation. That doctor went as far as to ask me to remove my book I had for sale up on Amazon, Chandra's Quest Book 1, the 2002 version, because he thought his name was in it. That's how far it had gone. His name was never in that book and I did not plan on using his name in any of the Chandra's Quest book series. I never took the book down. By the way, he bought a copy of the original, unabridged, version of Chandra's Quest Book 1, just to be certain. Fast forward now, I know more and how to use the knowledge I gained throughout the years. So, I can use a person's name in any of my books because names are not copyrighted, period. Here's something to know. A defamatory statement must contain sufficient information to lead a reasonable person, other than the target, to identify the target. Typically, the target must be a living person. Hence, if you base a fictional character on a living person, mask identifying features, change physical details and life history so the character is not recognizable. The more villainous the character, the more changes you should make. Whether you mask the character or not, do make changes. Overall, the hundreds of thousands of books published each year, there are relatively few lawsuits against authors. Claims are difficult to prove. Most targets don't sue because they do not want to call attention to a matter best forgotten. Yes, it's true. Most people don't, but If you know someone who will cause problems for you, it's best to use caution and be discreet. Don't link the story to the name of the person you used in your book. Don't link them to a website or online social media profiles. Just a thought. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to my channel.